Well, I've been at this for a while. This whole Chuckin Dirt thing. And it turns out that this week's episode is going to be episode number 100. 100 episodes of Chuckin Dirt. At an average of 20 minutes each means if you watched every episode, you have spent 2,000 minutes of your life watching Chuckin Dirt. What's wrong with you? Listen, I'm not a big channel. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I am very grateful to everybody who follows and enjoys the videos and enjoys getting to experience this adventure with me. I'm very pleased to have you along. And I hope you've been enjoying Chuckin Dirt so far, and I hope you'll continue to enjoy it into the future. Episode 100 is going to be a good one. I had a very good hunt, and something very special was found on this hunt. Not by me, and I didn't get video of it. But it's definitely a story worth telling, but we're going to save it for the end of the episode. So, here's episode 100. I hope you enjoy it. There's some good finds. And then we'll circle back and I'll see you again at the end. Hey! Well, it's Good Friday. Yeah, we're in the midst of, all the social distancing and isolation. Of course, I'm way out here in the woods, so I should be fine. Not near any people. Anyway, I'm in that park near my house, and I really wasn't expecting much. I've hit this park so many times, but I do have the big coil on. And I've never covered this ground with the large coil, so that gets you a lot more depth. And I found a nickel, a deep nickel. It's modern, but it's in a spot I've gone over dozens of times, so I think the deep coil's helping. Anyway, I had an interesting signal here, and well, from the looks of it, I'm sure it's pretty old, and it's cool, but then there's something odd about it, so I figured I would reel you guys in and share it with you. I really wasn't expecting to shoot at all. I was just gonna, swing for a little while and then head back home, but this is worth sharing. Have a look. Do you see it? Right there. So that looks like a cufflink or a tie tack. I'm gonna say, or what they call a collar link or collar clasp or something. But you can see. You can see that it's very old. I mean, it's been there a long time. You got a patina on the metal. See that? But when you turn it over, look at that little guy. He's not dirty. He's just shining, shining, shining. Now, I'm not foolish enough to believe that that's a real diamond, but I guess I'm going to have to check it out. It's very weird to me that with the metal clearly being so old that it's, as you can see there, it's starting to fall apart really. But that stone looking so nice. So, it's probably just a piece of glass. But it's interesting. We're going to give this one a good soak in peroxide. We'll let it soak for a good 24 hours. And if the stone falls out, the stone falls out, but it feels like it needs a good soak, and I'm afraid to brush it too hard because I don't want to, rip the stone out. But that is not what I was expecting. It sounded a lot like a pull tab. So, but that's very, very cool. I mean, from the style, I would guess 1800s until I saw the thing on the end there. So I don't know what to think. I'll have to ask my friend Nancy. She knows all about this kind of thing. Anyway, Well, it's pretty neat. Certainly wasn't expecting that. That's one for the Purdue box for sure. Just here in the forest soil, a couple inches down. The nickel was over there by that big rock. Well, I got rained out, or actually snowed out, if you can believe that. Snow in April. Welcome to New England. Anyway, you already saw the find. Nothing else since then. Just a couple modern coins. Nothing exciting. But I had a good time while I was out here. Very tired though. I think I need to go home and get more sleep. Alright. See you on the next hunt. Well, my friends, today we are off to a historic home not far from where I live. It's not one of my permissions. My friend Tracy scored the permission, so I'm going to be meeting her there. We'll be keeping our distance from each other. Don't worry about that. And I have high hopes. It's a historic home for a very famous family. I don't know how old the property is, but it's a famous property. I believe the land has been used before the house was on it, so it should be interesting. I don't know if I'll find anything. It'll just be nice to get out on a new permission. So here goes nothing. History awaits. Okay. Well, I just had a tour of the property. The owner walked me around. Apparently she's a Chuckin Dirt viewer, so hoo-ha, that's great. And she talked about the history of the house and walked us around the land. It's 7 acres, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful home. It's a turn-of-the-century home, built in 1914. So not super-duper old, but old enough. There has been some recent rework of sections of the land, but there's plenty of original ground. A lot of wooded ground, a lot of interesting spots out in the woods that look like they used to be something. So, yeah. It's really big, though. We may have to come back a number of times. Obviously, in keeping with my policy of protecting a homeowner's privacy, I'm not going to reveal the house to you. I wish I could. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. But I did get a snapshot of an old landscaping diagram for the house. So I'll show that to you now with the identifying stuff taken out. Have a look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? These numbered circles here correspond to different kinds of trees and plants that were planted on the property, but a lot of them aren't here anymore due to later landscaping work. But you can see it's a beautiful house. It was owned by a doctor at one point, and the homeowner has said that she has found old polio vaccine hypodermics scattered around the property. So we could be in for some interesting finds. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to getting started, so I'm going to get started. I'll be back with you when something turns up. As you can see, this property has a low-lying area in the woods here where spring meltwater and rain collects into a vernal pool. And out beyond it, there's a rock wall. And Tracy and Jane the Lioness, aka Nancy, along with the homeowner, are out there poking around along the rock wall to see what they can find. As far as what I've found, nothing too exciting. I did just unearth this, which I'm kind of happy with. It's just a wheat penny, but it's a 1926. And there was a significant landscaping effort on this property in 1927. So this could date from that. As you can see, it's got some patina on it, so it's been under the ground for a while. But it's in pretty good shape. And yeah, I'll take a 20s wheat penny. That's a 94-year-old coin, almost 100 years. Can't complain about that, I suppose. All right, let's get back to it, see what else we can dig up. Okay, looks like we finally have a little find here. Last thing was the 26 wheat penny. You saw that. This qualifies as a relic. Let's have a look. You can see what we have here is a little wind-up clock. It's only got 2 legs on it, so it would have stood, you know, leaning at an angle. You know, like that. On a table or something, probably a bedside table. The spring, which is down at the bottom there, is all rotting away. So I think, you know, that's the spring is not made of brass. The gears in the case are made of brass. So, you know, someone would have wound that spring up tight, and then the clock would have run for, I don't know, a few days or whatever, and kept time. I don't see any bells or anything in there, so I don't know if it was an alarm clock, but it clearly is a sort of a desk clock, a small clock. I don't know how old it is. I don't see any markings on there. You know, I would guess that somewhere between the 20s and the 40s, but you never know. It could be from the 50s. The homeowner said I can have it, so I will take that home. I will clean it up, get you some high-res pictures, and sometimes when you soak these in mild solvents, it reveals details. We've had that experience before on Chuckin Dirt with old clocks. So, you know, maybe we'll still have some surprises to come from that clock. But that is a nice little find. I'm quite happy to have found it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let's get back to it, see what else we can dig up. Well, here's a curious little relic, especially given the one I just dug over there. It's a pocket watch frame, or a stopwatch frame. A wind-up pocket watch. The watch is gone, but we still have the frame. Isn't that strange? Right here by this tree. Someone may have dropped it when relieving themselves against the tree a long time ago. Huh. Well, I'll take it. That's very nice. That should clean up nicely. Looks like a brass casing. Sure sounded like a brass casing. All right. Well then. Time after time. It's find after find. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. Don't quit my day job. All right. We'll see how it's going. Gonna keep going on here and see what else turns up next. There's my buddy Trace out there chasing signals. I wish I could run over there and give her a hug. But, you know, we're having to stay away from everybody, so. Oh, man. This virus stinks. Anyway, I just had another find. Again, nothing too amazing, but it's old. And you can see it's a very large old lead bullet. I don't see any rings, so I don't think this is like Civil War era. But I also don't think it's very new. It's got a white patina. It was very far down there under those roots. And it's quite heavy. You know, it's about the size of a 3-ringer. So I imagine it went to a rifle. It doesn't look like a pistol bullet to me. That'd be one honking big pistol. But I don't know enough about armaments to be able to identify it. I have some friends who might be able to. So I'll ask around. But the white patina is enough to tell me it's old. So don't know how old, but it's old. So cool. Cool. Can't complain about that. I'll take it. Another piece of history saved. Awesome. Let's see what else is out here. Well, here we go. We are on the board, baby. We have finally scored a little silver. It's a dime. It's old. It says 1 dime on the back, so you know it's old. It's either a barber or a seated. Hoping for seated, of course. Probably a barber. I'll take it. If it's a barber, that's fine. All right. let's give this a chuck and squirt treatment and see if we can figure out what it is. Alrighty. So there it is. Sure. And it's quite, this ground here is very moist and sticky. So let's see if we can blast some of that dirt off. Yep, that's the 1 dime side. There it goes. Anybody see a mint mark? Yes. There is a D on the back of this. So it's a Denver dime. Oh, that's the face of a barber. It's a barber. Not a seated. That's okay. Barbers are beautiful. Let's get a date on our barber. There we go. What do we got? Can anybody else read that date? Can you guys see it? Now, doubtless you're looking at the high-res pictures right now. I'll have to pick it up myself and check it. 1902, maybe. All right. So, we are on the board with a little silver, and any day you find silver is a good day. Let's see what else is out here. Well, our little dime had a friend. Unfortunately, the friend was made of copper, and he didn't do so well in this soil. He is positively choochy. You want to take a look? There we go. You'll see a high-res picture of this, and I don't think it's going to help. I'm pretty sure this is an Indian head penny. It's really, really, really beat. I mean, it could be a weedy, but this one's in real, real rough shape. I did the best I could with it, yeah. So, I'm going to call it an IHP. It was as deep as our dime and right next to it, so I'd say that's probably what it was. 1912 barber dime and an Indian head penny, or a very early wheat. So there you go. All right, let's see what else is out here. It is turning into a bit of a red letter day. We just scored another piece of shiny, I think, and I think it's a quarter. Why don't you take a peek in the hole and tell me what you see? Okay. It's hidden right under that root. Let me see if I turn the torch on. Maybe that'll help. Nope. You can't see it, but I can. Here it comes. That looks pretty. Okay, my first guess is that's not a Washington. So, it also doesn't look like a standing Liberty quarter. This could be a barber quarter. Alright, well, we're going to have to give it the chuck and squirt treatment. But it is clearly a silver coin. Stay tuned, we'll get set up. Okay, we're struggling to focus here. I think the camera doesn't like the contrast. There we go. Alrighty. What do we got? Let's get some details. See anything? That's got to be the reverse. That's the reverse. Okay, that looks like the reverse of a barber quarter, I'm excited to say. Focus. $quarter. Yeah, that's got to be a barber quarter reverse. Gorgeous eagle. But let's, oh yeah. Oh, the front's come clean. It's clearly a barber quarter. Wow. You don't see many of these. Now, let's see if we're in the 1800s. I think we're still in the 1900s, unfortunately. What do you see? Wait a minute. What do we got? Is that a 1904 or an 1894? I think it's a 1904. What a beauty. What a gorgeous, beautiful coin. That'll clean up quite nicely. It's in pretty good shape. And the acidic soil hasn't really harmed it. Silver is so sort of resilient. How about that? Whew. All right. So that's twice in one day we're on the board. We got an Indian, sort of, And we got a silver dime, and now we have a barber quarter. 2 barbers in one day. I need a haircut. All right, rockin'. Let's see what else is out here. You're not going to believe this, but I just scored silver number 3. It's been a while since I've had a 3 silver day. I guess it hasn't been that long. Didn't that just happen recently? Anyway, this one isn't as exciting as the other ones, but have a look. There you go. It's just a Rosie. And it's a 64, so it's just a baby. Just a baby silver. That's about as new a silver as you can get, unless you count a couple of Kennedy halves. So, yep. Not particularly interesting as far as silver goes, but I'll take any silver. So, sweet. Nice find. Rockin'. I don't know. You tell me, man. I just dig here. The heck is that? Sounded good. Looks like it's made of brass. I don't know, man. Maybe part of an old lantern or something. Beats me. I don't know what it is, but it looks like brass. It's one of those. That's what it is. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Maybe we'll find another one of those. Well, we're out in the woods now. I got a classic, guarantee it's a can type signal. And yeah, it's a can. It's kind of an old one. Have a look. Schlitz. I don't know if they still make Schlitz. But you can see from the style of the can that this is an old style can. Now, it's not so old that it has a seam. It's not that old. But it has no metric on it anywhere. 1 pint, 16 fluid ounces. And that is it. So I think that puts this before 1972, which is when metric started appearing on cans and bottles. So, maybe early 70s, late 60s. Big old Schlitz beer can. Not too exciting. I will throw that away. But kind of cool. Kind of cool. I can't complain. I got 3 silver coins today. So, it's a great day. Yeah, I'll take the Schlitz can. Well, it's not that late in the day, but I'm getting really tired and thirsty. So I got some water in the car here. I'm gonna pack up and go. I had a lot of fun today. It was nice seeing Tracy, even from a distance. Nice meeting the homeowner. Very nice lady, very interested in the hobby. It was nice to see Nancy, aka Jane the Lioness. Nice to see her out digging, having fun. But anyway, I'm pooped. I had a good day, so let's wrap up. We had some good finds. All right, so we had some relics. We had one of those. Might be part of an oil lamp. We have the watch frame. We have the clock. A little bit of modern change there. It's 11 cents. I actually found a lot more than that, but I just gave it to the homeowner. I didn't get around to giving her that. I'll send her that in the mail. Then in the interesting finds department, whoops, sorry. We have the 1904 Barber quarter, the 1912 Barber dime, 1964 Rosie dime, all silver. The beat to heck, what I believe to be an Indian head penny. It is in such bad shape that I'm going to run it through the tumbler. Ordinarily, I wouldn't do that with an Indian head cent, but at this point, I don't see that I can do it any worse. I mean, look at the darn thing. We got 3 wheat pennies. Oldest one was in 1926. The other 2 were in the 40s. This lovely old rifle round. Don't know the era. I'm guessing late 1800s, early 1900s. A lady's stocking clip, pretty sure. that might be nothing. I don't recognize that bottle cap pattern. PD, not sure what that is. Might be nothing. But that was it. But that's plenty. That's a really good hunt. I'm very happy. We didn't find anything 1800s, except maybe that stocking clip and maybe that bullet. But I'm very, very happy with what I found. The homeowner's going to let me keep all of it, but she does want the barber quarter back, the find of the day, and I'm happy to give it to her. You know, I love barber quarters. I don't have too many of them, but, you know, she's being so nice to let me come to her property. She said I can come back anytime, and I'm going to have to because it's a big place. So, yeah, it's the least I can do. And, of course, we found trash. There's always trash. Lead flashing, copper flashing, rotten cans, bits of aluminum, ball mason jar, can lid, maybe tarp ring, washers, big old Schlitz can, late 60s, early 70s. Just a lot of junk. So, I get to take the finds home and photograph them, so I can at least document everything before I drop that quarter in the mail. Come back to this nice lady who was so sweet and kind, and a Chuckin Dirt fan. Hey Beth, thanks for letting me detect your yard. All right, yeah, we're gonna have to come back to this one. Also the birds. She has wonderful birds here. I have seen cardinals, blue jays, brown creepers. I've been listening to chickadees, phoebes, nuthatches, red-bellied woodpeckers. Pretty sure I heard a towhee earlier. I've seen blue jays, robins. I even had, when I was out in the woods, I had a little tiny itsy bitsy brown creeper land on a tree stump next to me. He just was completely ignoring me. He was just going up the trunk like I wasn't even there. Brown creepers, really tiny. I'll see if I can find a picture of a brown creeper to show you. They're not particularly beautiful, you know, they don't have fancy plumage, but they are very, very dainty, so that makes them cute to me. Anyway, I'm babbling, sorry. I hope you enjoyed this hunt. I really enjoyed having you along with me. I hope everybody out there is sanitizing, keeping their distance from people, staying safe, wearing a mask, washing their hands. Hope everyone gets through this okay, and I will see you on the next hunt. Well, that was a pretty fun dig. I had a great day. But Tracy had an even greater day after I split. Tracy dug up a good conduct medal next to the driveway of that beautiful house. And she uploaded some pictures of it to our local group, and I was looking at it and I was saying, Tracy, I think I see a name on that medal. It was very faint, hard to read. So she looked closer, and indeed there was a name on it. I'm not going to give you the guy's last name, but his first name was Leopold, and he had been awarded this Good Conduct Medal during World War II. So, working together, we both sort of put our heads together and started checking online resources to track down this guy. And it's mostly Tracy. She identified the guy, and she found out that he had passed away something like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago at the age of 90 something. But working together, we were able to find a living relative of his. And she was able to return the medal to the guy's son, who was in his 70s. And he was really happy to get it back. And man, that is the best part of this hobby. Reuniting something with a long-lost relic from their past. Yeah, he was very excited, and then she got written up in the newspaper, the local newspaper, about it, because it was such a good story. I'll include some clips from the article. Yeah, isn't that something? Man. Yep, that's the best part of this hobby. Well, listen, I want to thank you for sticking it out with Chuckin Dirt for 100 episodes. And I hope that you'll continue to stay interested and continue to show up for these videos. I hope I'll see you on the next hunt, number 101. It's going to be a good one, actually. I've already shot it. There's some good finds. All right, see you there. Hey, Beth. Thanks for letting me detect your yard.